Hello there and welcome back to Mexico. Last time, well, we broke our truces with Castile, like they warned them, and ended up in a war with Castile, France and Portugal and their vassals. And right now we are winning, but that could very quickly change, I think. We are still doing fairly well for ourselves still. We have stolen three colonies so far, and hopefully we can continue on that very same note. We also have some potential here in when it comes to the Holy See. We might actually become papal controller down the line, which also I guess is kind of interesting. But for now, we are sending our navy back to deal with some pirates, and once we have done that, we'll probably go ahead here and steal this colony as well. We'll probably wait until it's about 900 people, but I need my navy up here just to make sure that I can actually march onto it. So I have to be kind of careful. If I'm not, then I might actually, well, march into something that I would not like. It's kind of surprising here that the Bosnians have actually ended up in an alliance with the French. That is kind of weird to me. But as I said, I'll keep my navy up here so that I can be completely sure that I can march and take this colony up here. So, with that said, I'll just continue causing trouble for the Castilians. Hopefully we can, to some extent, give Aragon a chance to attack here. The alliances will of course not break, which probably is why we won't be able to pull anything out of the hat for now. But we should be able to, at the very least, limit their growth, and as such, potentially open the window to vassalize. And once we have taken the American coast, completely colonized it, then we'll focus on getting ourselves onto mainland Europe and fight Castile over there. We should also, by the time we've done that, have enough power to actually pose a serious threat to them. So it will be interesting to see how it turns out, but as you might imagine, I'm pretty confident that we will be able to pull this off. Although if we had won that first war that I started, we'd probably already be done. So that kind of sucks, but well, I apologize that you do get a drawn out feature here, I guess I should say. As you can see, we did crush a Castilian navy there, and I guess what we will do here is go straight away here and... yeah, we'll go straight away here and attack, because we have to destroy that army before we can actually take the colony, as far as I know. So, potentially the colony could, if the battle lasts very long, as it seems like it will do here, the colony could potentially have finished up. But luckily it didn't, and we will just go straight ahead and seize it. Do a little bit of fixing on our ships, and allow the colony here to finish itself. Once again, we did get the lower taxes here, but it seems to be just because of the fact that we hold a Castilian colony, nothing more than that. But this could also turn out to be rather hilarious because of the fact that the Castilians are still holding this area, and as a direct result, the let's see, we'll send both of our fleets back home. We'll keep the 10,000 army here to try and keep that in check, but that wasn't really what I was trying to say here. Due to the simple fact that the Castilian peasants are still here, we could get a Castilian, how should I put this? We could get a Castilian noble republic, which to me would be rather hilarious. So, let's see if we do get one. As I said, it would be fun. Let's just be honest about that. And we'll go ahead also and move our troops to, well, a area of battle here. We'll be aiming to take down the 7,000 Portuguese men here. We'll wait a little bit, since I don't want to challenge them without having complete control here, which would mean that I will have my units completely joined together. We'll deal with the rebels after that. We'll have the bigger army march down to Toclapan here, and then we'll use that army to deal with the, well, rebels that currently are being a little bit annoying. But it should be perfectly fine, so we'll see how it turns out. Portuguese navy caught once again here. Should be a fairly easy victory, hopefully, or at least I thought so, until the Frenchies actually joined in here. The Frenchies do have 20 transport ships though, or the navy that is currently attacking us consists of about 20 transport ships though, so it should be fairly fine. Once again, I should probably not try and challenge too big of navies like this one, so just in case that French one actually, or it's still kind of close here, we might lose, we might win. We did win, we stole one ship, or captured 3, we captured 2 transport ships as well. But the French will have to, I think, sail all the way home. But in the meantime, we'll get our ships fixed up, and we'll go ahead here and just continue the war. The fact that the French actually appeared here is scary enough in its own right, so we'll definitely go ahead and be a little bit careful for the time being. Basically, all 3 navies there joined up to fight mine, and I was still able to somehow win. So yeah, we might actually go ahead and focus a little bit more on the navy, upgrade it, well, a little bit more than it already is, to just try and make sure that we can beat them. We'll also, I think, send our guys here to... no, we'll allow the rebels at St. Kitts to win. I don't want to sacrifice too many people fighting just simple rebels. As you can see, we are already below our manpower, so we'll be a little bit careful with the people we have left. We will, of course, as you might imagine, still continue stealing the Castilian colonies. It shouldn't actually be that much of a surprise. Sorry about that, my phone suddenly started playing music. Someone called, but it's perfectly alright. As I was saying, I think we'll save people fighting them. Do we want Portugal to actually leave this war? I think we do. The Portuguese is basically the only one who has been causing trouble for me, and as such, I think we actually want to keep them in. And my reasoning for this is fairly simple. If we don't fight someone with, well, at regular intervals, we won't actually be able to continue this war, and the Portuguese make that job, or do that job very well. So I want to keep them in the area, simply for the pure purpose of having someone to fight. Nothing more interesting than that, and that is probably what we'll do. We'll also accept whatever terms these guys will have. It'll probably just be the loss of 10 prestige and some taxes from St. Kitts. Not really that much of a problem, as you might imagine. We'll take some tax income loss, but we basically have, I believe, the best economy in the game right now, so it's not something that we need to worry about. And there we go, St. Kitts has been sieged. We'll accept demands, as you can see here. Get less in taxes, and I lose 10 prestige. Once again, not really that much of a terrible loss here. If the Castilian peasants get their terms pushed through, we might go ahead and take that colony and aim at actually taking it through this war. As you can see, we do have 8% so far, and that'll just, I think, continue to go upward. I just need to keep an eye on the colony itself, and also if any French or anyone else turns up to fight. So we do have an heir to the throne, Enrique, 162. Not too crappy, although I would have preferred military to be higher. Diplomacy means that we can most likely deal with most of these guys. The problem there will be that the admin points will probably be what will be... wow. The administrative points will probably be what will decide how many we can take out, but the big amount of diplomacy points probably hints us toward that we should take potentially trade ideas to boost our economy even further, and just make sure that we can have a big navy and a big army that we can then send to Europe down the line. So, what will I do? I'll march my army over to Micmac, and we'll be taking that. Antioquia is done, and we'll continue, as I said, colonizing up the coast here, just to make sure that we can get the colonies we want here, or connect them so they aren't actually distant overseas. Although they probably aren't, since they are North America. I don't know. We'll figure that out soon enough, so it shouldn't be a problem. Let's see here. This one is not distant overseas, so that is fine. Probably not these ones either then. No, none of these are distant overseas, so I don't actually have to focus on connecting them. So what I probably should do is just colonize down here then, and get myself border with the Portuguese Brazil, and potentially do some conquest against them. We'll see what happens, but for now we'll just continue on the path we're on, stealing colonies and well, fighting navies. We'll see how it turns out. If that is enough, my prediction came true here. We do have Noble Republic Castile. Yes, that is not a joke. Castile just turned into a Noble Republic. I don't know if I should laugh or cry, but that makes things, to some extent, a little bit more interesting. The fact that Castile is a Noble Republic could potentially mean that they will be a little bit harder to deal with, but I don't really think they will be. They'll probably be around the same annoyance. But at the very least now I can siege the province here without having to worry about a ton of Castilians and other people, or actually have to worry about them. So what I'll do here, I think, is place these guys in Antigua, and we'll fetch that other army as well, just to make sure that we do have enough firepower to defeat their army, and we'll also get some war score out of it, so it's not completely terrible. It's fairly alright. I'm a bit unsure now about where Castile will send their next colonist, and it seems like they'll just continue upwards here, so that is fairly alright with me. They'll colonize Canada for me. So, I'll just get troops in the area, and we'll get ready to try and take this area here. we'll see how it goes. Apparently we have become Papal Controller, which also is kind of interesting. It gives some nice bonuses though, so that is good. We also had someone snatch our guy here. Seems like Castile is the culprit. And I guess we'll also invest in this guy that the Oldenburgers are investing in. Let's see here. These are transports, aren't they? It's one transport, so I'll probably just go ahead here and destroy them then. No reason to keep them around if they don't actually well, serve any purpose for me. As I said, there's 8,000 Castilians there that we need to deal with, and just to make sure that we have the firepower to do so, I'm fetching another army more or less. But as I said, we're also doing fairly well, so I'll just stop talking and get going. French Navy found and caught 11,000 men did they bring, which is kind of scary. Also, there's 4,000 Portuguese here, so I'll probably wait a little bit by sending them away. They'll arrive in Temuca, so we'll probably just aim at killing them off, and then we'll be going after the province here. It doesn't actually have any... we don't really have to hurry up, more or less. I guess we'll also send our navy right over to fight the Portuguese if we can catch it. But at the very least now we have sent the French navy home crying, so that is positive. We might actually lose some ships here by fighting the Portuguese while we do have some injuries more or less, but even so it should be fine. So let's just see here if we can catch them or not. I hope that we can, but I don't give any guarantees. We'll see how it goes. We've taken the next defensive idea, military drill, which will give an increase in our army's morale. It's a fairly good idea. We also will be most likely taking the Tronians here as our next, well, basically we'll take military, we'll increase our military tech rather than taking another idea, so that is fairly well. This colony has 750 people, which means that we'll very soon snatch it. The navy is almost rebuilt. I might have to do a little bit of a check here to get rid of the things that I don't want. So I guess I'll just do that now, get rid of the things like the early Carracks and things that basically are out of date. We'll see how it goes. We've taken a religious ideas here, devoutness, tolerance to true faith +1. This should help a little bit with our revolt risk, at least in the Catholic provinces. So that is positive enough. This colony is very close here to being snatched. I have no idea how long it will actually take to walk there. As you can see here, 12 days. So we'll wait until it's actually about 950 people and then we'll march there. Once again, cheaper for me, saving money. Very much a priority, I guess I should say. So we'll wait 1 more month, then we'll march. We'll also, after that, declare war here on Micmac. We'll basically now start taking the, well, smaller natives here out, especially those that are along the coast, just to make sure that no one else does. And as you can see here, the navy after being fixed is now, well, 23, 25. So that is fine. All ships are up to date, which means that it's actually a fairly good navy, even though it's, well, been to some extent fixed. So let's do some more investments in our guys here. Do I want to challenge France for this guy? Probably not when I actually have one I'm playing with Castile as well. So we'll take the Great Britain guy. And we'll also snatch this colony while we're at it. So the Castilians will keep on colonizing for us. And everyone is happy. I think. I hope. I'm happy at least, so that's basically it. But yeah, we'll focus on getting the coast done, and I'll probably do this, take these two to just make things look a little bit better. We also had a issue here with some heretics that rose up, but we solved that problem without too much fuss. I'm still kind of wondering if I should make a move on that place or not. It's kind of a risky move here, but I think we can beat them, so we'll give it a shot, and see how it turns out. Apparently, if I had invested those 15 points in the Great Britain Cardinal, I'll actually had a third, so that kind of sucks, but nothing I can do with it. So, let's see if we do win this battle, and if we do, then I'll probably take Saint Martin if we win this war, or when we win this war, because we are definitely winning the battle, and as such, we are sending even more Castilians home crying. Just to make sure that we aren't actually sacrificing too much more manpower than we already are, we're getting these guys back home. And as you can see here, we are doing fairly well. As long as that siege is going, I'm pretty sure Castile can't just end this with a white piece either. So we are fairly fine. Unfortunately, we have to wait quite a bit here before these things are worth stealing. So we'll do just that. Or what we'll do in the meantime is go for colonial conquest here. And of course, we got some other annoyances then in Yucatan. We'll just go ahead and kill them off, not really that big of a deal. So things are looking fine here. Problem, Iroquois is war leader, so I will have to go and kick the greenies' ass. But again, it should be perfectly fine. We'll see how it goes. So, as it turns out, Powhatan actually joined in the war, and they stole a colony of mine. I'm mad. I want revenge, and I'm going to get it. You can bet your ass on that. So, how am I going to do this? Well, very simply, you're going to be annexed. That is your punishment for being mean. But no, seriously, I will annex these guys, and I'll just do it straight away here. It'll cost me 50 diplomatic power, but once again, not really that much of a problem. The bigger problem here is that it costs me 70 administrative power, and it'll take goddamn forever to actually annex them. So we'll convert them first, just to make things a little bit easier on ourselves. And we'll have to have this army running back and forth for a while, simply to steal colonies, but also to make sure that this thing here is safe. So that is a little bit of a negative, but it should be fine. We'll reseize our colony here, and we'll take down these guys just to take revenge here. Diplomatic points is something that we will be needing, so I guess we'll... Shit. I did the wrong thing there, but it would have cost me anyway, so I guess it's fine. But unfortunately, we'll be ending this episode here. We haven't seen anyone now in a while, which is kind of bad, because we do need people in order to make sure that this don't end in a white peace. So what I might actually go ahead and do here is steal that colony before it's completely done. But for now, we'll just place our troops in position. We will annex Powhatan here. This is a purely mercenary army, so it doesn't matter manpower-wise what's happened to it. And also, it'll allow us to take a little bit better control of the of the eastern coast. So, with that said, we'll end the episode here. We'll continue fighting next time. We do however, have completed the siege of this area. So, potentially, I can demand St. Martin here, and I will actually get it too. So, not too bad. The problem here is that it's pretty damn heavy on the overextension. So, it's not completely perfect, but at the very least now we can keep on causing some trouble. I can also make them give up the deals with France. For now, we will just keep the war going though, for the sole purpose of stealing more colonies. So, thank you for watching. Please leave a comment, praise, criticism, anything you feel like, and I'll see you around next time. Bye!